Music. Hello and welcome to Relationship Soup. I'm your host, Lisa Hughes. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. How y'all doing today? How y'all feeling? How was your weekend? How's your week going? Your week good? Y'all feeling good? Y'all great? Y'all Gucci? I'm good. I can't really complain. Everything around me is at a happy medium. I really can't even complain, right? Anyway, y'all know before I get started, I have to start my spiel. Thank y'all so much for joining me. This is really going to be a really good show. This is episode 63, y'all. We are up to episode 63. So thank y'all for y'all support, right? Thank you for helping me to keep this going. But before I get started, I must listen. If y'all not liking, subscribing, sharing across all platforms, you're tripping, right? Now, y'all already know on YouTube, it's relationship soup, period. You got to put the period in there, right? If you don't put the period, you're going to be somewhere else. Come and join the Facebook group, Relationship Soup Group. If you want to follow me, it's Relationship Soup LLC. If you want greeting cards for various holidays and occasions, hit up relationshipsoup.com. All right, relationshipsoups right there.com, right? And of course, on IG, it's just relationship soup, right? All right, so again, y'all, thank y'all so much for joining me. This episode, I really hope that it touches your heart today. It really came to me during a moment of my quiet, because y'all know I'm on this healing journey, right? But before I get started, I just want to tell y'all something. Now, there's so much going on in today's climate. Can we be real? Right? There's so much going on. And I know so many of you are feeling the weight of it. So many of you are impacted, right? And y'all read between the lines. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But I just want to say, listen, I get it, right? I'm feeling it with you. I'm really just trying to find balance and balance all this, right? Because, you gotta have to have some faith and you're gonna have to be strong for what we are facing, right? But let me tell you something. This ain't the end, y'all. Our people have survived worse. Let's just be real. Our people have been through worse. We have built, rebuilt, and we've thrived in systems that was, hey, they wanted to break us and still want to break us. And now we got these things going on. But you know what? Listen, this is just another moment that will prove that we are resilient. And our DNA, listen, it's in our DNA. So if you're feeling discouraged, I want you to hold on to this truth. No policy, no law, no system can take away your power unless you allow it. Get into your power today, right? So listen, in this season, y'all, let's aim to love on each other. Let's aim to be creative. Let's aim to build. Let's support each other. And if you have a skill, start a side hustle, right? If you're in a good position, help your brother or sister out. Okay. Closed doors mean it's just time to build. It's time to build. It's time to strategize, right? Don't let fear take control of you and just let your faith lead you. Your gifts will make room for you, y'all. Your voice still matters. Your presence in the workplace, our communities, our homes, it still matters. So no policy can erase your purpose, y'all. I got a little tongue tied there, y'all, because this is close to my own heart. So stand tall, walk in faith, and keep pushing forward. I believe in you, right? We got to believe in each other, right? So I see there's a few comments. Let's see here. Mark, hi, Mark. How are you? Did you get your t-shirts? Did you get your shirts, Mark? Let me know in the comments because I sent them out. Okay, I sent them out. I sent you the tracking number too. So let me know if you got it. Oh, you did get your prize. Okay, right on, right on. Okay, good, good, good. So you're gonna have to take a selfie, send it to me something so I can see. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into today's episode. And again, if you want to join me in the studio, let me go ahead and put this link in the chat. Hopefully you all can see it. My computer moves a little slow sometimes. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, today's episode, again, is close to my own heart. And I just have so much gratitude because I've had people speak life to me, pour into me, share resources and knowledge with me to help me to not only heal, but speak better to myself. Have y'all ever been guilty of not speaking right to yourself? Have y'all? Think about that for a second. Hi, Maurice. Thank you so much for joining me today. Did you like your shirt? Did you like your shirt, Maurice? Let me know. Let me know. Nikki Bonner, what's the science? What's up, girl? Oh yeah, I see your comments. Oh, the Bonners are tuning in. Right on, right on, right on. Now I hope that y'all speak life to each other. Do you and Mr. Bonner speak life to each other? Mrs. Bonner? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Tell hubby I said, what's up? And to keep up the great work. All right, y'all. So anyway, um, but the truth is, like, look, life can come at you fast. And like I was just basically saying, I am so grateful for the people who have taken time to speak life into me, even when I wasn't speaking life into myself, right? So I just kind of wanted to extend that to my audience. This episode today is about you. This is about you, right? Of course, I love that. See, listen, this is an example of a couple that speaks life to each other, right? I know couples, when you in a relationship, you can get on each other's nerves, but at the end of the day, still love on each other and speak life, right? That's a beautiful thing. All right, y'all. So, like I was saying, I'm just so grateful for people who have poured into me. And the truth of the matter is, we live in a world where life be life. It be coming fast. Life come at you fast sometimes. And we hear so much negativity about ourselves. There are so many limits out there. There's just so much chaos. But today, I'm here to remind you that your words have power. Our words have power. We can cast spells. It's even biblical. I know it's some Bible scholars out there. It's life and death in the tongue, right? Y'all probably know the verse. I ain't gonna lie to kick it like I do. I do believe that our words shape our reality, and the right words spoken at the right time can transform not only our mindsets, it can transform. I don't know why I want to say transform transform our mindsets, our relationships, and heck, even our entire lives. Because I mean, I can definitely think on people that have instilled things in me that really it came at the right moment and it made such a difference. So I hope today's episode will do that for some of you, or even encourage you to do that for others, right? So this episode, like I said, is dedicated to you. It's me speaking into you. It's me reminding you of your strength, your ability to overcome basically whatever you're facing. So whether you're feeling stuck, struggling in your relationships, because listen, we struggle in them things sometimes, don't we? Or and just need of a fresh perspective. Sometimes you just need a word, boo, and that's okay. So I hope that this episode you will allow me to pour into you. And if you want to pour into me too, hey, let's pour into each other, right? So let's see here. I do see some comments. Hi, Miss. Barb, how are you? I hope everything is well with you. Thank you for the shirt. Yes, I like them. I'm going to turn them into a complete outfit. That's what's up. That's a beautiful thing. And like I said, you're going to have to send me, well, I was telling Mark Lee, he's going to have to send me a little selfie, right? Let me see you in your shirt. Tag me in it. What's going on, Barb? You want to get in this studio? Barb, when's the last time somebody spoke some life to you, including yourself, right? You speak life to yourself daily. So anyway, like I said, we're gonna get deep. I'm gonna basically just address some real life scenarios, right? That some of you may be facing. But if you're facing something, type it in the chat. Let me speak life to you, right? I'm going to share some affirmations. And again, like I said, if there's something you want to share, share it. Let's talk about it. And of course, we have from the principal's inbox. And I will be sharing what a few members had to say. So you already know. We're going to have the true false game. Get ready for that. And so anyway, I d- grab your drink. I just really hope that this episode moves you. Now, with all this being said, most importantly, you got to remember that even though others, myself, or whoever can speak life into you all day long, but it's really up to you. My dear, you are the key. And it starts with you. Speak life to yourself and speak life to others, right? Be who you are, right? Because standing in your truth, being in your truth, would give others permission, right? And you might help to light their light. All right, so y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. So let me ask y'all something. How y'all feeling? What's been going on in your life? What are you facing? Maybe you've been feeling unseen or unheard. That happens, whether it's personally, professionally. But let me tell you that your story is not over. My daddy always used to tell me, Lise, the best is still yet to come. And I'm telling you, like, I just really feel so strongly about that. And I feel that life has shown me that. Just know that you are stronger than what you think. Every challenge you face, I know sometimes stuff come up, you be like, really, God? Or is it just me? Am I the only one to be like, for real, God, this is what we're doing? But just listen, it all works out for your good. You're going to overcome it and you're going to still be left standing, right? So, anyway, what are some things that y'all do daily, right? Because sometimes, I mean, life, we get into routines, things happen. How do you keep that motivation to speak life even when life is kicking your ass? Because life does do that. Oh, I see another comment. Good evening, Derek Norris. What's the science? Or as Daniel has been saying to me lately, what's the mathematics? Right? Don't get me started on no mathematics because listen, past okay, I'm gonna be honest. Let me see, calculus. I was, oh my goodness. No. So anyway, but what's up? I just say that to say what's up. Lamont Stokes. Listen, Lamont, I hope you got my inboxes. Look, I'm down. Let me know. I know our schedules. Hey, we be missing each other, but hey, listen. So let's see here. Life is full of ebbs and flows. That's one of your favorite things to say is ebbs and flows, right? Ebbs and flows. Yes, God. It's all about God. God knows what you can handle. Absolutely. God knows you can handle. Absolutely. Because God ain't gonna put nothing on us that we can't handle, right? And I ain't even trying to have church today, right? I mean, unless y'all want to have church on a Tuesday. Derek says you nailed it already. Not being heard, being misunderstood has been the single most consistent struggle in my life, even now. Hmm. Well, Derek, I'm telling you, listen, it's your life is not over, right? And I want you to start visualizing, like taking some time to visualize. In those areas where you feel unseen and unheard, I want you to visualize yourself being seen and heard. Because listen, don't underestimate the power of your mind, right? Sometimes I feel, don't go by me, right? You ain't got to go by me. This is just what life is showing me. I know that sometimes whatever I concentrate on and whatever I talk about, that's what pops up in my life. Look, we ain't gonna talk about what pop up on the phone because we already know what's behind that. But I'm just saying. So I want you to change the narrative. Change the narrative of what's populating in your head, what's spinning in your head, right? Change it. All right, saying just change it. All right, y'all. So like I was saying, what do you do for yourself daily? Life happens, routine happens. Okay, let me picture this. Picture this, y'all. It's in the morning. Your alarm goes off, right? What's the first thing that you do? Sometimes people, what they reach for their phone, they turn off their alarm, they they start working, they looking at emails or whatever, right? Take a moment and express gratitude, right? Why not take time, express gratitude, kind of do a pause before you get into it all because we are so inundated with busyness, tasks, checklists, stuff to do, and it's easy to forget about self. It's easy to not even take those moments to speak life, right? So let's get into that mode of right because how you whatever you incorporate into your lifestyle, that's basically what you're going to put out. So in the morning, start your day with three positive affirmations, right? Sometimes when I wake up in the morning, and mine vary. It just really depends. I might say, of course, I'm gonna give thanks to the Creator, right? I'm gonna go on and do that. I ain't gonna play with it, right? And then something I'll say, all is well. Only good can come to me. Today will be a great day. Just something like that, right? Like I said, gratitude. Practice gratitude. Like maybe you don't have time in the morning because sometimes I don't have time in the morning. I don't make time in the morning, right? So at the end of the day, write down three things that you're grateful for. Because when you start expressing gratitude, that really helps with programming, reprogramming, right? And so, like for me personally, what I do, my gratitude at the end of the day, I have like this journal, right? Everybody got a journal now, right? Because we all on this healing journey. So I have this journal, and every single day I fill it up at the end of the day, what I'm grateful for. It could be something as small as, I don't know, the person that was nice to me at the store, or just whatever. Just start journaling that stuff, right? And then surround yourself with positivity. We've talked about this. Y'all know this. We all grown. We already know that it's really important with who you surround yourself with, right? Be mindful what you consume. Take a minute from this sometimes. I'm telling you, sometimes you just gotta be like, no, I can't. Even when if it's sending people to voicemail, because truthfully, where I am right now, I'm not answering everybody's phone call. I can't. I can't because they not feeding where I'm at right now. And I need to stay. I want to continue in this feeling that I'm feeling on this path. You hear me? I see y'all comments. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. All right, so let's see here. Wearing the shirt now. That's what's up. Yeah, you got the Carolina blue. I'm gonna bring it on. Just give me a second, Mark. I got you. I see you in the studio. Carolina blue. See, I did that. I was like, aha, he's in Carolina. Carolina. Okay, I was trying to coordinate. Reese says, Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, and plans to give you hope in the future. Absolutely. And you know what? I've seen this, and I actually had this written down to share with my listeners today. Like I said, we ain't trying to, we don't have to go to church. You know what I'm saying? It's just about being positive. If we are a church, hey, we go to church on a Tuesday, right? But if you go to church every Sunday, just don't let this take place of your church. I mean, you can, but your bishop will probably miss you. Absolutely. There are plans for us out there. Absolutely, there are. Marley says, I did that earlier today. I went outside in the early afternoon, enjoyed watching the butterflies and birds flying around. See, that's a beautiful thing. Let me tell you something. Well, where we at right now, I ain't seen no butterflies on today. It's a little gloomy, but you know what? I'm grateful for the rain. Rain is actually very therapeutic to me. So that's a beautiful thing. Take time in nature. Take time and just really just observe and be appreciative. I don't know. In this grown, timeless age, it's something about birds, y'all. Hear me out. I don't know what it is about birds, but birds, I just find so much peace in them. Just listening to them sing. I remember when I had went to what was it, DC, Baltimore. I will never forget these birds. I mean, it was hilarious because by a certain time here in Indy, well, where I'm at, birds seem to have a bedtime. But I just remember all these birds. They was chirping. It was like 11 o'clock at night, right? And instead, of course, you can get irritated by it or whatever. But no, it was like, okay, it's a beautiful thing. So anyway, you can find the beauty in anything. Let's see here. Everything you said so far, laughing but very serious. Meditations, affirmations, remembering who I am, etc. Absolutely, absolutely. It all helps, and it just really helps when you surround yourself with those people. But most importantly, people can tell you that all day long. You really have to do the work in here. You feel me? We're gonna get in that. We're gonna get into that. Where Your words, whether you get it from your counsel or whoever, but your words can resonate with you and result in you feeling the benefits of speaking life to yourself. All right. So what else? What else? Oh, another thing, y'all. Find some time to get quiet. Do y'all be getting quiet? Do y'all take time, if it's not during the day, during the week, to actually get quiet, where you shut everything down, right? You telling the kids leave you alone. You telling the spouse, hey, I might need a minute. You telling babe, hey, let me put this on D&D right quick, 'cause I need some time. How often do y'all get quiet? There is power in getting quiet, y'all. And you believe in God. I believe in God. I ain't gonna play with it. I feel like in these moments you can hear God speak to you. So getting quiet can be therapeutic on all levels. You feel me? Let's see here. 105 subscribers. Let's get it up to yeah, y'all. Let's get it up to 200. We at 105. Right. Let's get it up to 200 before the 1st of April. Can y'all do that? So go to YouTube. It's Relationship Soup, period. Right. Hit that subscribe if you're there. Right. All right. So anyway, like I said, if y'all want to share something or whatever, feel free to share it in the chat. Let me speak some life into you. Right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go over some of these scenarios. I'm going to share an affirmation, and hopefully it resonates with you. All right. So um, something else. So I know just from conversations with family and friends, just over the past few months, I know that some of you are concerned with your children, right? Which in today's world, let's just be honest, it's so much going on, right? So I just want to say to you, I'm sending you all love, light, and prayer, right? And an affirmation I have for you is the following. I trust that divine wisdom within me is guiding my child and me to peace, understanding, and harmony. All things are working together for our highest good, right? For our highest good. Absolutely. Right. So let's see here. God really be dropping them gems on me in my quiet. Absolutely. Absolutely. When you get quiet and stuff be nudging at you, listen, that's a beautiful thing. Blessings, Demetric. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you. We just talking about speaking life. Do you speak life to yourself, Demetric? What are some things that you do? Right? What you feeling right now? What's life showing you right now? All right, boom, y'all. So I'm gonna move this along. Now, this has been so prevalent. I know people personally, friends, family, so on and so forth, that are facing a job loss, right? And I'll just leave it at that. We're just going to leave it at that. So many of you may be even navigating career transitions or, like I said, job loss. In this moment of uncertainty, remember that your worth is not defined by your position. Hold on, because the best is still yet to come, right? Whatever voices you hearing in your head, whatever influences around you, whatever you got in front of you, surrender it, right? And I know that's easier said than done, because let me tell you something about my personality and what my journey is teaching me now: to surrender more, to have faith. Because I ain't gonna lie to kick it like I would surrender things and have faith. I'm stressing about it, right? I'm getting gray hairs about it. You can't really see them now because I got henna, baby. Thank God for that henna. You hear me? But I'm just saying. So surrendering, right? And an affirmation that I have for you is, I'm a magnet for abundance and open doors. And then Maurice actually shared the Bible verse that I wanted to share with you, Jeremiah 29:11, right? Absolutely. So another thing, relationship challenges, it happens, right? Whether in a romantic relationship, whether it's family, whether it's friendship, conflict can have you feeling isolated. It can have you feeling away. I can speak to that personally. So, an affirmation that I have for you is, I radiate love and I attract relationships that nurture my soul, right? And then if you need a Bible verse behind that, Corinthians 13:4-7. The love is patient, love is kind, and all that, right? So, yes, yes, absolutely. So, another thing, balancing work and family. How y'all doing with that? I mean, I know we all grown and timeless right now, but it's not to say that it doesn't get overwhelming. Juggling career pressures with family life can be overwhelming. And you deserve balance and peace, and know that you deserve that. And something else, I think sometimes, and some of us, not all, we have this need to suffer. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about if you fall into that category where you just make yourself suffer? Maybe you have remorse about something. Maybe you have regret and you feel like you deserve to suffer. Maybe some trauma happened to you. And maybe it's conscious, unconscious, whatever. Just know that you don't deserve that. You deserve to have peace. And so, an affirmation I have for you is I'm capable of balancing my responsibility with grace and joy. Yes, you are. You're more than able. You are more than able. All right, so let me do this. I'm going to take a little break from this and I'm going to bring Mark on. Mark, are you ready? Can you come on? Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, y'all. I'm about to bring Mark Lee on in his relationship suit shirt.
Yes, I've got my relationship suit shirt on, and then people can see it.
Woo, I
Then
see you.
yes,
Carolina Blue.
Carolina Blue got the shirt on. Definitely got a rep and everything like that. So you were doing great, and definitely I was glad to get this shirt. I actually got it yesterday. I came from work, and I was like, "There's a package there by the door, leaning on the door." So that's what I got when I came back from work on yesterday. So definitely made my day and put a smile on my face.
Oh, I'm so glad. I am so glad. Listen, because when I was at the post office, right, when they printed out the little sheet or whatever, I was like, "Hey, make sure that you put this part on there.
Right.
Like your exact no." So I'm glad that it got to you because listen, I know mail can be a fool sometimes. I'm just
Mail
saying.
can be crazy sometimes. You be thinking you got something. I know that actually, I had a neighbor. They actually just moved back to Dallas, and I saw them about a week or two ago when they were moving out of this particular apartment complex. But they had their grandmother, I think, send them a gift and everything, and they actually got the address confused. So it actually came to my house when it belonged to the people that were in the apartment behind me and everything. But the lady was real nice. Sent me a note, asked me if I could give her a call. She was working at Duke at the time, and I gave her a call and dropped the package back off while she was at work, and she was just so glad that she got the misdirected package and everything. So it was a gift that her grandma was sending her and everything like that. I think she's going to Texas to be working in a hospital in that area, if I remember correctly.
Okay, awesome. And look, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful act. Because how many times has your mail got misdirected and you ain't get it? Or maybe you didn't know that you didn't have it. Or
Didn't
had something coming. Because everybody ain't always being honest. They
right?
not. Let me tell you what happened to me the other day, Mark. I'm gonna get off the
Whatever.
subject for a minute. Okay, so I went to what's this restaurant? It's the one, I don't know why I can't think about it. It's gonna come to me. Anyway, I was lazy because I
Mhm.
just wanted, a little basic meal or whatever. And so what they do is they take your they take your order and then they give you a number. Then,
Right.
you pull up to the drive. Okay, boom. So it was about, you give them your name. So I gave them my name. They gave me a number. So what had happened was I pulled behind this car, right? And coincidentally, we had the same name. I didn't know that though.
Right.
Okay. So anyway, the little the I don't know, the one of the kids came out with the food or whatever. So I'm excited because I'm ready to smash these fries or whatever.
Right.
So I look in the bag, I take some fries, and I'm like, this ain't what I ordered. So I'm like, hey, excuse me, this ain't my meal or whatever, right? So anyway, I was like, I didn't touch on the fries. Okay. I didn't touch all on the fries. So please don't give this to the next person
Right.
because they was like, ain't your name Lisa? I'm like, yeah, it's Lisa, but this ain't my food. So then another person came out with my food. So I gave this to the worker or whatever.
Mhm.
So I was doing my due diligence. But listen, Mark,
What?
you know what they did? I saw them go to the car ahead of me,
And still
and
gave the other
they
person
still
your food,
gave them the food.
even though you've been having your
And
hands
they
all
drove
over.
off so fast because I want to be like, hold on, wait, because he was like, yeah, I'm gonna have this remade or whatever. I'm gonna have it remade. Don't even worry about it. So I saw him talking to him, and then they drove. I'm like, but I did my due diligence. I gave the food back.
You did what you're supposed to do. I got a question for you, Lisa. It's along
Yes.
the same notion of due diligence and kind of like having those moments and everything. Because this happened a few years ago. I'm not gonna lie, it was during the pandemic and everything like that. But what would you do if? Because we try to do the right thing, just like you try to do the right thing. If you found some money, because there is a place, it's a very popular restaurant. I think y'all might even have it in Indiana called well, it's not a restaurant, it's more like a gas station convenience thing called Sheets. And I know that Sheets is all over the country and everything like that and everything like that. So I don't know if y'all got it in Indiana. There are a number of these gas station like things and everything. But I went down there, I was with the young lady I was dating at the time, and we found there was like a wallet that had money in it. I think it had a few $100, and we tried to chase down everybody we saw nearby, asked the people in the store, asked everybody else if they um, owned the stores. We did try to chase down this one Latin guy, and he might not have spoke English, but he just he probably saw a couple of crazy black folks coming after him. So he's like, no, it's not mine. I still to this day think it was his and everything along those lines, but he didn't take it. So we gave up and we wound up splitting that money and everything because we tried to do the due diligence thing, including giving it back to the store, and they didn't want to take it. So have you ever had that kind of luck, and what would you have done in that situation? Because like I said, it wasn't like thousands of dollars, but it was a couple of hundred, I'd say, and everything. So what would you have done in that situation?
Well, I had a similar, well, not exactly that, but I mean, a lot of us have probably been in a situation. I was about to say, being in a relationship where we didn't found some money, Father God. But anyway, so
Yeah.
been in a situation out and about where we find money. I think I probably would have done what you've done, like in
But
that situation. I can recall a time, and I promise you, I'm gonna get back to this life. I see y'all comments. I can recall a time when, okay, y'all, people from Nat. I was at Lafayette Square Mall. Keep this in mind. This is when Lafayette Square Mall had some real stores, right? Okay, so I remember it was this lady who had came up to me or whatever. And she was like, hey, I need some money or whatever. I'm trying to, and I'm not bragging on what I do. I'm just telling this situation where I found this money.
Mhm.
Okay, so boom. So all I had was like, I don't know. I think I had like I just had a couple dollars in my
Yeah.
wallet because I normally don't even carry cash like that. But
Right.
I was like, hey, sis, this is all I got. You can have this or whatever. Boom. So this is the time when I think it was Burlington Coat Factory. Y'all remember when
Mhm.
Burlington Coat Factory was in
Right. Yeah,
Lafayette Square Mall? So anyway, Lafayette Square Mall, my people in that, keep that in mind. Boom. So I go shopping or whatever. I come out, what was it? I come out of the store. I had $5. I gave her $5. That's what it was. $5. Okay, that's all I had. So I come out of the store. I'm walking to my car. I look down. There was $50 on the ground.
wow.
So I'm looking around and I'm looking around, right? So hey, I just figured, thank you, God. God, I appreciate it. So I think it's a case by case. You just got to definitely do a case by case. So
It's, it's definitely case by case, and I do know Burlington Coat Factory. We have Burlington Coat Factory here in this area as well, so it is a very popular store, and all along those lines. So yeah, it is definitely one of those stores that is here in this area as well. So yeah, I'm very very familiar with Burlington Coat Factory.
absolutely. So this is what I'm gonna do, Mark. I'm gonna take you off for a
No
minute.
problem.
I'm gonna get to some of these comments, get through this. We got to get that true false game from the principal's inbox. We got to get that in. So
Yeah.
thank
Oh
you
yeah.
so much, Mark. You look quite handsome in that Carolina blue
Thank you.
relationship suit shirt, sir. All
Yes.
right, all right.
Thank.
Stick around. All right. Okay, boom. So anyway, y'all. So let's go ahead and get back to. I see y'all comments. Thank you so much. Let's see here, Nikki. You have on your RSG shirt. You know what, Nikki? I appreciate you. You've always been supporting the suit. Not only are you admin, you just be supporting. And I bet you look quite beautiful in that shirt too. Nikki. Look quite beautiful. Let's see here. You have to get one for absolutely. Nikki, let me know. Let me know. Text me his size and all that stuff, and we can figure it out. I would love for y'all to do a couple shot. As fine as y'all are, I might sell some more shirts. I'm just saying. Thank Nikki, I still got it from the bachelorette party. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you. All right, y'all. So we do have a couple more people in studio, but what I want to do, I want to get through a couple more scenarios, y'all. So let's see here. Um, where else do I want to go? Oh my gosh, overcoming burnout and stress. How many of y'all stressed right now? Right? Life be lifing. Life can drain you, but it's time to reclaim your peace. Invest in your well being. You worth it. Affirmation for you: I am worthy of rest, renewal, and vibrant joy. Right? You're worthy of that. Okay. Let's see here. This is a really popular one right here. This was just I was just literally having a conversation with someone that's experiencing loss and grief. So, scenario like when loss happens, grief kicks in. It's natural to feel overwhelmed, right? Especially in those times when you were by yourself. I say, because I'm one of them people where I used to try to really control my emotions because I'm like, oh my goodness, I got to be strong. I ain't got time to be crying. I ain't got time to feel. No, don't do it. Embrace your emotions. Know that healing is on the horizon. You'll probably, it depends. You may never get over that loss, especially of a loved one. You may never get over that loss, and that's okay, right? You may learn to get through it, never over it. Okay. But an affirmation I have for you is I honor my feelings and trust in my strength to heal and grow. Right. And then if you need a Bible verse behind that, Psalm 34:18. And that one is the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and save those who are crushed in spirit. I'm just saying. I am just saying. All right, so all right, Nikki, yes, I love my glass. I absolutely love my glass. And don't forget to send me Mr. Bonner's information, okay? All right, so let's see here. Do have a couple more people in the studio, y'all. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. I do want to share another scenario. Okay, so rebuilding trust after betrayal. Have you ever been betrayed before? Man, betrayal is something, right? So, and actually, the process to heal from it, it's not always easy because there are so many things that can play out in your head and around you. Like, man, why was I betrayed? Why did they move like that with me? So whether it's in personal relationships or within your community, it could be a long journey. But forgiveness and self care are vital moving forward. It just is. It is very vital moving forward, right? All right, y'all. So this is what I want to do. All right, y'all. So check this out. I do got a couple more people in the studio. I want to put this question in the chat because this is something that we actually covered in Relationship Soup. Okay, I see y'all comments. I'm going to bring it on. Bring your comments on. So now, for those of us that are on that healing journey, right? We've heard, look, everybody on the healing journey right now, right? My question to you is this. Let me go ahead and bring it on. Are you really healing or are you distracting yourself? Can you be honest? Can we talk about it? Let's talk about it. All right, so healing journey. Are you really healing or just distracting yourself? Let's just be real. Okay, we're gonna get into it because we got into it in relationship soup. I will share some of those comments. So let me see here. The Girlfriend Chronicles book series. Yes, thank you for joining me. Love this. Absolutely. And I love you too. Absolutely. Absolutely. Send me the information about your book series as well. Let's promote. Let's talk. Maybe you can come on the show. Let's talk about it. Ooh, listen. Hey, I'm telling you what, betrayal more often than not. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm going to have a book that I'm going to share some resources at the end. Y'all don't let me forget. Um, that to me can help you with some of these life challenges. I mean, it just is what it is. And like I said, are you really healing or just distracting yourself? That's the question. Let's see here. It's me with it. Okay. Hey, listen. Okay. Look, thanks for letting me know because you already know I was geek. Like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good, and I'm still geek. So look, we got to talk about it. We can totally do a show um, about your book series and all that. I'm just saying, listen, we can go ahead and do that. All right, so let's see here. So again, y'all, the question: are you really healing or just distracting yourself? Okay. And I do have a couple more people in the studio. But let me go ahead and do this because I want to talk about um, what some members from Relationship Soup have talked about. All right. So I'm going to attempt to share. Sometimes it does not happen like we want it to happen. Okay. So these are some of the comments that were shared. So, Mr. Artest, I think about this often, and honestly, I believe I'm doing the work. But for me, I won't lie. I do feel like I could use more of a distraction at times, but nothing outside has really caught my interest though to pull me away. I'm not avoiding, I'm just not rushing. I've been focusing on getting my mind and body right first. And if a real distraction comes along that feels worth my time, I'll know it's not just a temporary escape. I'm just letting life unfold on its own, in its own terms. On its own terms. Okay, that's deep. So Mrs. Bonner says, listen, Mrs. Bonner be dropping these jewels. I love her wisdom and knowledge so much. Nikki says, healing occurs when you really sit down and feel the feelings, all of them, even the ones you don't want to feel. Let it hurt. Learn to deal with the feelings and accept situations for what they are. Healing is sometimes ugly. Then a mug, then a mug. Yes, I said then a mug. Healing is ugly. I mean, it's ugly. It is. But on the other side awaits a beautiful life. Distracting yourself happens when you go to find something or someone or else to do to avoid the feelings. But those feelings keep coming back. Absolutely. That scenario keeps happening, repeating the same cycles, dealing with the same person because you haven't made any actual progress. You know what, y'all? This is really deep because I can really attest to that. And sometimes when I just didn't want to have to deal with it, and I can think as back as even when I went through my situation in 2023, I did distract myself in some ways. I didn't want to sit with them feelings. I didn't want to. I didn't necessarily go to another relationship or anything like that, but I knew that I just didn't want to deal with it. So that's a very real thing, Nikki, and I'm so glad that you brought that up, Mrs. Bonner. I really am. Then a mug, then a mug. I'm telling you, it's ugly. It's real ugly. Absolutely, absolutely. Back and forth between two right now. Honestly, that's real. That's real, and I always appreciate your realness, Derek. Daniel Artest, what's the science? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Absolutely. Gems, absolutely. I love Nikki's wisdom and knowledge. She shares so many good things, right? So let me do this. Let me do this. I see I have a couple of y'all in the studio. If you want to come on for a quick second, let me know. Like nod or something. Give me something. So I'll give y'all a chance to do this. I need to see you. I know she got on her shirt. Sometimes we are afraid to face our demons of consistently going after the wrong type. Absolutely. And sometimes, one reason why I think is a really good thing to heal after a relationship, and I'm not going to stick too heavy on this because we got to move forward. Um, when you don't take that time to heal, I'll just speak on myself. Okay, Medisa, I got you. I'll speak on myself. There's been times where I didn't take time to heal, right? And I got into another relationship just to have attracted the same damn person. Has that ever happened to y'all? Because I ain't take that time to heal. So whatever I didn't address, that's what I was drawing to me. I'm just saying. All right, Medisa, I'm gonna go ahead and bring you on. Yes, absolutely. Listen, it be the same person, different body, different height, same damn thing. So Medisa, I'm gonna go ahead and bring you on. I'm gonna add you to the stage. Are you ready? All right. Add you to say, how are you, Miss Medisa? How are you today? Can you still hear me? Sometimes I be chopping up.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. I can
Hello, hello,
absolutely hear you.
hello.
Thank you so
Thank
much for joining me.
Yeah, no problem. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm a little under the weather, so I'm not camera ready, so I might scare everybody away if I was to come on the camera. But I can definitely add a little bit of knowledge and personal situations to this conversation. Like this exact um question that you just posed.
Hmm. Hmm.
Honestly, I can say for myself, I am in this process as we speak.
Okay.
um I recently ended a long-term relationship, have moved, started a new job. There was a lot of things that occurred in this situation, and one of the hardest things for me is was taking a retrospective look inside myself. Um, that is one of the things that is extremely difficult when you deal with situations where there's some sort of betrayal, whether it be on the friendship side, the relationship side, the family side. There is a point where you have to say, just speaking to your, if you don't heal properly, you bring that same stuff right back into your life, right?
Absolutely.
And healing is nasty. It when I tell you, having to navigate a change in a relationship of any sort because of someone else's betrayal is a terrible feeling.
Ooh.
And you grieve that relationship as if you're grieving someone actually physically passing away, because it's still a loss. And so for myself, I find myself teetering on the edge of being in between of actually going through with the healing process because it's painful, and then finding ways to distract myself because I don't want to deal with it, right? Because it's tough. Um, but I think that for everyone, there has to be an understanding that you got to keep it a buck with yourself. You got to be 100 with you and be like, look, okay, this has happened, that has happened, that has happened. What is it that I am doing, right? That I keep attracting this same type of energy. Am I too eager to give my heart away? Am I too eager to be liked by other friends or whatever the case may be? Do I have something inside of myself that I see brokenness in people because I may be an empath, and then I look for ways that I can help fix somebody because it makes me feel better when I'm fixing. And a lot of times we want to have those hard conversations with ourselves because it hurts to have to look in the mirror and say, baby girl, as bad as Joe Blow from Kokomo hurt your feelings and did you dirty, baby, you ignored red flags. You saw things that you should have paid attention to and overlooked them because you allowed yourself to let your heart make your decisions instead of allowing your mind to logically connect the dots and the pieces. And now here you are trying to pick it all up again and figure out what's next. And we got to get to a point where we stop and say, it doesn't make you a bad person. Like, the only way that you're going to prevent things from happening is in the future. Excuse me, is to identify where the problem started, and that's the only way you can correct and move forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to get to the root, or like some of my elders would say, the root.
Get rid of it all.
You got to. You have to. You have to. And I appreciate so much that you're saying, and thank you so much, gorgeous, for coming on. Right? I know you under the weather and everything, but you're still beautiful, right? Um, yeah, I mean, and you're absolutely right. You have to face it because that mirror cold blooded. We can try to mask it. We can try to do all that all day long, right? But that mirror be cold blooded. You can't lie. You can't lie to this. You can't. But you can. Not for
Nope,
long.
not at
Because when
all.
you look in that mirror, it's cold blooded, right?
Right. And
Y'all,
I'll just, if you don't mind,
absolutely.
I'll get out y'all way, so I can lay down.
Oh,
But let me just throw this out here. Why God's putting it on my heart to say, because
absolutely.
I believe that I don't believe that anything happens by coincidence. Like, it's crazy that this came up today, and you, girl, we'll talk about it later though. So, what I need to encourage somebody today, because honestly, I'm a self-published author, um, inspiring, motivational, inspirational speaker. Want to do all this stuff, and I try to speak when that stuff comes on my heart. I need to tell somebody to give yourself some grace.
Yes, yes.
Um, You have to, because if you don't, this process will destroy you. Because healing and going on a journey to heal can do one or two things. You can either embrace it or ignore it. And a lot of times we don't give ourselves enough grace, so we try to ignore it. And then we find ourselves 6, 7, 8 months down the line struggling to fix it, right? You have to understand that your healing is your own responsibility. Yes, no one else someone else may have broken you, right? But your healing is your responsibility. And the first step of healing is you have to forgive. Forgiveness is paramount. Forgiveness is never about the other person. And forgiveness doesn't mean if I forgive you, then the offense goes away. No, forgiveness means that I give myself grace. I forgive you. I no longer hold you hostage to the offense that you've committed against me. And I move forward and I don't take my time obsessing over what you're doing or what you're feeling or what you're thinking. Like, I release you because sometimes we delay our own healing and our own progress because we fail to forgive other people. And I know some things are nasty and hate. Like, people do some trifling stuff. Like, oh, baby, when I tell you people do some trifling stuff and you be like, why do I got to forgive them? Because it ain't about them. So forgive, give yourself some grace, and understand that forgiveness does not equal access. Just because you forgive someone, you move on, it doesn't mean that they have ever have to have access to you again. But you have to figure out a way to make it work so you can get to the next level of your life. Because if not, you're gonna be sitting around on the side on the wayside, like grandmama and them used to say, while life is passing you by. And this person or people or whomever is going on doing their thing, living their best life while you still suffering, stuck on something that happened to you 10 years ago.
Ooh,
So give it to God, y'all, and let it go. So
love that. Thank you so much for speaking that life and sharing those words. I agree 10,000%. Absolutely.
no problem,
Absolutely.
sis. My pleasure. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to talk. I appreciate it. And
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that.
yeah, my pleasure.
We're gonna get together. We are definitely gonna get together because we're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
figure out how to collab and do this. All right,
yes,
sister. I love
yes,
you.
yes, I
Keep
love
on
you too,
healing.
girl.
And
Yes,
reach out whenever. Reach out whatever.
absolutely.
The best is still yet to come. You're gonna get through
Yes,
this.
it is. Yes, it
All
is.
right.
All
I
right,
love you.
darling. Well, have a good night and the rest of the show, and I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Talk to you soon.
All right. Talk to you.
All right, boom. So y'all heard it here first. So basically, Miss Medisa definitely dropped some gems. Acknowledge the pain. And Nikki, I like your comment too. We are our own problem. Absolutely. Sometimes we are. Sometimes we are our own problem. We stand in our own way, right? We stand in our own way. Um, Another way to heal, I would say grieve what was lost. Sit with your feelings. Identify the patterns. Matisse already touched on a lot of that. Seek support. Forgive yourself and others. And the truth of the matter is this forgiveness piece, and I've talked about this on other shows, sometimes it might not come instant. I ain't gonna lie to kick you. Sometimes there's been times where it has taken me a minute to forgive. I'm like, forgive for what? Right? Forgive for what? But it truly is for you. And there was some knowledge that I came across in a book called The Four Agreements. I read that book, and I remember something in it says it's really not personal. Some of the things that happen to us, not personal. And I remember my uncle used to tell me it's a part of your growth. But that's a whole nother show. That's a whole nother show, y'all. So I see a few more of your comments. Carl Lewis, what's the science? Are you ratchet? You're not one of my ratchet friends. Not the fixer complex, been down that path. Absolutely. Nikki says we're our own problem. Leah Bennett, what's the science? Thanks so much for joining me, cousin. I appreciate you. The four agreements. Listen. Oh man, the four agreements is amazing. I would tell anybody to read that book. So y'all, let me do this because I want to definitely get through this. One thing, another point that I want to put out, um, signs that you're distracting yourself instead of healing. You're constantly busy. You're not taking any time. And some distractions are good. I think it's balance. Sometimes you do have to step away. And that's okay. It's just when you stepping away so much and you not having that quiet time with self and addressing your shadow self, addressing those things, right? So that's another way as well, right? Jumping into one relationship to the next. The difference between healing and avoidance. Healing requires confrontation. Healing requires confrontation. Avoidance seeks comfort. Healing forces you to sit in discomfort. Avoidance numbs the pain. Healing leads to growth. Avoidance creates cycles. So those are some of the ways to tell what you want, how you moving with on your healing journey. Okay. Now I do want to do a couple true false, y'all. I do see that Music Man is still in the studio. Let me go ahead and do this. I want to do a quick true false, y'all. All right, so here we are. Here we are. Question number one. Go ahead and put this in the chat. Gratitude can physically improve your health. True or false? Gratitude can physically improve your health. What y'all thinking? What y'all thinking? Can it? What y'all say? True or false? Gratitude can physically improve your health. What you think? Hey, let's see here. So tonality says true. Mark Lee says true. Okay, what else y'all saying? What y'all thinking? Nikki Bonner says true. And the answer is true. Research shows there's research out here to prove this, y'all. Research links gratitude to lower blood pressure and better sleep. Now, there's even something biblically, right, about when you get angry and all that stuff and resentment, how it can rot your bones and all that. If y'all know the Bible verse, feel free to share it. But I mean, that's just something to think about, right? Derek says absolute facts. Absolutely. Let's see here. What about this, y'all? What about this right here? Another one, another question. Let me take you off of here, Derek. Listening to listening to uplifting content can boost mental well-being. So listening to uplifting content can boost mental well-being. Is that true or is that false? Tonality says true, right? What y'all thinking? Can that boost your well-being? What y'all thinking? Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see. And then I'm going to share one more. What y'all say? What y'all saying? True, 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 true. The answer is absolutely true, right? Then I want to share this one. This is really, 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 really deep right here. Okay, so Derek says true. That is absolutely correct. Last question, y'all. Let me take this little number off because I be putting this stuff together before the show. All right, so last question. The words we say to others don't reflect how we feel inside. Is that true or is that false? The words we say to others don't reflect how we feel inside. What y'all think? What y'all think? The words we say to others don't reflect how we feel inside. Tonality says false. Right? What y'all thinking? What are y'all thinking? What are y'all thinking? All right, so Leah Bennett says false. Absolutely, absolutely. And the answer is false. How we speak to others often mirrors our inner dialogue. Absolutely, it does. Absolutely. All right, y'all. So we're coming to the end of the show. All right. So how many did y'all get right? Right? What's y'all scores looking like? Feel free to share that on in the thread. All right, y'all. So one thing I want to say is I really do appreciate you all joining me for this episode. Okay. Um, the words we speak, they matter. Okay. The way you see yourself, it shapes your reality. It really does. It really sincerely does. So I challenge you this week, be intentional with your words, speak life, speak possibility, and speak over yourself and others, right? And sometimes it's a journey, right? Sometimes it's a journey getting to the point where you can speak life. My thing is this: do the best that you can. Do the absolute best that you can. Don't put too much pressure on yourself because even in your healing journey, you can put pressure on yourself, which basically it can either stifle your journey, it can deter it, it can whatever. You want to do the best that you can. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Let's see here. Words have our energy, power, and so absolutely, absolutely they are. You know, and it's really up to you to take that initiative because at the end of the day, if you cannot get to the point where you can feel that you deserve to live, you deserve to be peaceful, you deserve or even see your worth. People speak life to you all day long and it's not going to do anything. You can speak life to yourself all day long, it's not going to do anything. You really have to do the work. You really sincerely have to do the work. Music Man, do you want to come on and share some last words really quickly? I need a really quick because I'm about to wrap this up. Hey, Music Man, how are you? I can't hear you. You got to unmute yourself. We can't hear
Um,
nothing.
okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can
Yes,
you hear me now?
absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
Verizon. Hey. How are you doing, Lise?
I'm well. I cannot complain.
How's everybody? How's the suit? So yeah, you know, I think that we just have to be intentional with loving ourselves and really intentional about seeking joy and not happiness because again, like I said in the chat, happiness is fleeting. So if we're always looking and searching for external things, external validations, then we're going to be chasing a feeling when you make a decision to be joyous and wake up and elude positivity everywhere I go. I mean, even if I see somebody, at the gas station, I'm getting gas and see somebody down, I say, hey, lift your head up, it's going to be all right. And in this life, in this journey, that's why I talk about ebbs and flows, because it is a wave. At some point, it is going to be all right. God's got us, and we have to trust and believe in that, and that we just have to hold on. I was thinking about, hope. And a lot of people think of the acronym, hold on, pain ends. But, you know, I was thinking about hold on, prayers evolve. Prayers actually evoke change. So, you have to keep hope and keep it alive and speak it to that inner self and say, hey, I know we're down. And then you have to allow yourself to go through those ebbs and flows and those moments and feel it in that moment and just understand that it is going to be all right. And then keep trusting and believing and then trust yourself in the process that you are going to be all right, that you're going to grow through this. It's resistance training. So when you're in the ebbs of things, when life is breaking you and breaking you down, when you get through that journey in your life, you'll come out better, stronger, wiser.
That's very
I can
good.
attest to it in my own life.
I'm
God is
attesting
good.
to it all the
God is
time. All the
yeah,
time. All the
yeah,
time. That's why I think it's really important for us to be able to share our stories, to have a platform where we can have these reminders because the truth of the matter is a lot of us have been given these seeds, this wisdom or whatever. And sometimes we just get lost in translation, get lost in life, get lost in routine and things of that sort. And so, like I said, I really hope that this platform and even this episode will help to maybe, um, prune that busyness out of people's life for a second, right? Because we have to
yes,
live, we have to move, we have to work, we have to do things. Life be life, and we have to live life while we're here. So, that's why I'm
absolutely.
always grateful for, members that share their stories, people that share their stories, and for episodes like this because again, it keeps it in front of us in in so many ways. And I
Yeah,
see you, Leah Bennett. Excellent words today. Absolutely, cousin.
yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely, and love and light to you, fam. You know that I'm always grateful for you and your words. You have spoken a lot of life into me over the years, and I will always love you for that. So thank you so much. All
yeah.
right,
And,
Reese.
and
Well, I'm
thank
going to
you.
go ahead and wrap this up. Did you want to add anything else? I got a delay.
Yeah, yeah, I was just going to say thank you because you definitely spoken some life into me, and I definitely appreciate you. I don't take that for granted, and so I thank you for what you do here, what you've done, personal in our friendship and relationship and things like that. So I definitely want to say like I speak life into you. You're a wonderful person. You're a queen. You're a black strong woman that eludes and exudes positivity, and you've created a platform that's going to be the antithesis of change and what people are talking about. So I just want to speak that life into you. I got your back. And so I just thank you for the being that you are and the person that God has created you to be and the continuous journey of God and the queen that he's making you to become. So I thank you so much.
In gratitude. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. So I'm going to take you off of here for a second, Reese. All right, boom. So again, you all, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And like I said, I hope that you all took something away from this show, even if it's to be more gentle with yourself, extend yourself more grace. Please do that. You deserve that. You really do. And as far as resource sources, like I said, the Four Agreements is a good book. There are so many groups out there for various groups. There's groups for us. There's groups for if you're depressed. Find those groups, right? Get help, okay? And I will share other resources in the chat as well, y'all. We are low on time. Y'all know how I be by 8 p.m. on Tuesdays. I be so hungry. So, all right, y'all. Please make sure that you're liking, subscribing across all platforms. on YouTube is Relationship Soup, period. Go and hit the subscribe. If you're watching this and you enjoy the content, hit the subscribe button. Join the forum, Relationship Soup Group. If you want to follow me, it's Relationship Soup LLC. Please don't forget about the website. And even on IG, it's Relationship Soup. All right, y'all. So, as always, thank you again for tuning in tonight tuning into this episode of Relationship Soup. Shout out to my mama. Mama, thank you so much for listening. Right? She hit me. Oh, I can't wait to hear the episode tonight. Absolutely. So, Lyric, thank you so much. And I want to give a shout out to my Aunt Anna and also my cousins. I'm just going to call them the Grishams. They know who they are. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. So, just y'all remember this: you matter, you are loved, and everything you need, you got everything that you need to walk in your purpose. So, until next time, take care of yourselves and keep speaking life. Right? If you fall down, get back up. If it don't go the way that you wanted to, that's okay. Just do your best. All right. And on that note, stuttering. I need some food, y'all. All right. No, but seriously, speak life. I love y'all. And until next time, peace.